this Sunday will be WWE WrestleMania Backlash. Cool. So we're going to do our predictions as we usually do. I will be coming in blind as hell to this. I haven't watched a second of WWE television since WrestleMania outside of Finn and AJ Styles to Sweeting the other day, which was awesome. So, Danny, I'm really counting on you to carry me, at least do the Raw stuff. I guess the SmackDown stuff, we're just going to wing it. But let's check out what is a very short card at the moment. We'll see if anything changes this Friday on SmackDown, but only 6 listed matches. Let's jump right in. We start with Bobby Lashley versus Almost with MVP. All I know is about this is that MVP turned his back on Lashley in favor of AJ Styles' former bodyguard. I'm pretty sure they fought at Mania. So, and I'm pretty sure Bobby won. So who do you got, Danny?
Okay, so what's the guy's name that got released? The mouthpiece, was it Bivens? Or...
Yes.
He was considered to be Omos's mouthpiece originally, but then they went with MVP. So,
and again, for the record, he just didn't re-sign a contract, so it expired. He didn't actually get released.
So, well, didn't they release him because I don't know. It doesn't matter. But I think Omos will. Actually, no. I think Lashley just wins again at this point. Like, it would make sense for Omos to win because now the MVP is there to cause a distraction. And there's a very good chance that'll happen, but they just turn Bobby face and they love Bobby, even though he sucks without a manager. And that's just the truth. Sorry, James. You know, I know he's a big, meaty man and everything, but this big, meaty man match sucked at Mania, and it's going to suck this time too. So, you know what? Change my mind. Omos is going to win. It doesn't matter. I'm going with Omos. Fuck this match.
Yeah, Bobby is doing well as a face, which is good. I think he was actually pretty over as a heel, to be honest with you, because he's one of the few people they present constantly as a credible threat. He's cool. He is one of the few like digital entrances that actually looks cool with all the smoke and the lightning and shit.
They've ruined his entrance this week. It's bad again. He comes up on like a pedestal and they pan up from his legs into his crotch and then into his fucking torso, and it's really bad. It's really bad.
What, did he steal the Cody vid? Like what? Oh my god, they can never leave well enough alone. They actually have something cool. I mean, he might as well just hit them with his favorite pose if they're gonna, go from bottom to top like that.
Someone put it well. It's Bobby Lashley was never cool or good. Besides in the ring, MVP was. MVP makes the act. So like without him, no one's gonna care about Bobby Lashley in a couple months. He'll be right back to talking about his sisters.
Yeah, but I think it's the combination of both too, because like,
because Bobby has the look and the presence, but he is not the complete package. I'm sorry, I feel like you were gonna say.
No, because you're right. Like, he has the look and the presence, and then you book him as one of, if not the most credible threat in the company that isn't named Roman Reigns. I mean, he had a very, Bobby had a very lengthy title reign, and you give him somebody like MVP who looks cool next to him and has the gravitas on the microphone. It was a very good package. And now that they've split it, and I understand, almost needing somebody to also be a mouthpiece makes a lot of sense, but it's just a shame they had to separate, Bobby and MVP. And now the Hurt business is 100% officially dead. So that's a shame. Anyway, I'm going to go with Almost here as well, just because he's young and they're still building him, getting his win back just makes sense to me in WWE speak. I agree with you, though. I think Bobby should win because he's the face now and they don't have anybody for Roman. I assume he faced Roman for the title.
No.
Oh, okay, well then that makes a pretty, viable contender, but I just think they're going to be dumb about it. He's probably going to lose and then face Roman anyway. I know Roman's feuding with Drew, and like we'll get there, but he'd probably lose and face Roman anyway and then lose to Roman because WWE logic. All right, next up, we have something I didn't know happened. Happy Corbin versus Madcap Moss. I guess they split up.
Yes, because Corbin lost at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he did.
Madcap Moss won the Battle Royal, which wasn't at WrestleMania, but
It was the WrestleMania SmackDown.
yeah. But so they're feuding. Who cares, right? It doesn't matter. Madcap Moss is gonna win, but I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, no, you're right. It should be Madcap. Like another thing where they should put the younger person over. Happy Corbin doesn't need a win, but we're also thinking about things in terms of like, oh, if he gets this win, like it makes it better for him. It's so hard for me to get out of the AEW mindset of wins and losses matter because they don't in WWE. Like I just said, I think Bobby's going to lose and go for the title. And a lot of times what ends up happening is you have a dude with like the US title who loses the title and then it goes to the WWE or Universal Championship. So it's kind of hard for me to get out of the wins and losses matter mentality, but I think Madcap winning here just makes more sense because I assume he's the face. So
Yes, yeah.
All right, next we have AJ Styles versus Edge in another WrestleMania rematch. Damian Priest, however, banned from ringside this time. I mean, we have the whole what is the new brood going? I might
House of Purple.
have
They're called Judgment Day.
I was gonna say it's Judgment Day, right? Because I guess WWE still has the copyright on that from back in the days of the pay-per-view. Has Rhea Ripley joined Judgment Day yet?
No.
Do you think she does on Sunday?
On Sunday, no. I think Ciampa might join on Sunday.
Not him, not there. Terrible idea.
No, that's the only way that Ciampa will do anything of note on the main roster. This is not NXT Ciampa. You guys, you gotta let it go.
Oh yeah, he's dead. He's not even Tommaso Ciampa anymore.
Just Ciampa, but I don't see because I think it's gonna go obviously it's gonna go one of two ways, but I think those two ways specifically are AJ wins to get his win back, and because Damian Priest is banned from ringside, or Edge wins because Ciampa joins the group, or Rhea Ripley. I just think it's more likely to be Ciampa because Rhea, I feel like she'll finish her feud with Liv first before she ends up joining. But so this one is actually pretty tough to call, but I guess I'm gonna go with AJ, just so that because you can't just have the heels win all the time. Also, let me just say I like Edge's faction as a concept. I like the way they look. I like the way him and Priest look together when they walk out and make their entrance. It looks badass. Edge's character makes no sense though, because he's presenting himself as this like omnipotent like being, and he's cutting these spooky promos. And Damian Priest teleported out of the ring mid-match, and the match just ended, a couple of weeks ago. So they're like magic. But then when Edge speaks, he's like, "We're in so-and-so town. This team sucks. What? This place is garbage. You guys smell like
what?
Bro, you're cutting generic heel heat promos, but you're a spooky character. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's the only, it jars with me, and like I feel like I'm being a baby about it. And Edge even, shits on fans like that in these promos. So I feel like bro, he's definitely hearing me complain. Like, I get it, Edge. You like my raw fast forwards. You're upset that I don't give you any props on it, but like God, stop getting cheap heat, bro. Like you're literally better than that. Or just be a normal heel if you're gonna do promos like that. I don't know.
It sounds like I'm sorry. It sounds like it comes back to something we brought up a couple of weeks ago where Edge liked the Brood and was more nostalgic for the Brood more than any of us ever were. And he has just leaned hard into all of that stuff, even though I guess he still has to kind of do some of the generic heel shit.
Yeah, I was saying if he just fully leaned into it, I'd accept it more. It's just, I don't know. But like once there's more people, like I'm sure the more this goes on, the more I'll enjoy it, and the more he adds people, the more once there's a whole package. And now that we got the Finn AJ aspect of it, it's pretty great. So, but yeah, it's like a coin flip here for me on this. I want to say Edge, but I think I'm gonna go with AJ because otherwise, or I don't know. Yeah, fuck it, I'll say AJ. I'm so unsure.
I'm gonna go Edge because I just think that he'll cheat to win somehow. Whether it's Ciampa coming out or he just, I don't know, there's a dick kick or something. I just feel like he's gonna cheat to win this match, no matter what it is. So, and because AJ Styles is a guy who can take that loss too. Like, it's not a huge deal, but I don't know. I just don't, especially with now he's got a whole new faction building. Edge does. It just feels too early. And then they'll probably end up having a tag match against AJ and Finn at the next pay-per-view or something. Actually, they'll probably do it 3 times on Raw, and then they'll have it at the pay-per-view. But I think I got Edge here. But not clean, not even close.
No, definitely not.
All right, next match, we have what was going to be title matches and turned out not to be. Drew McIntyre and RK Bro against the Bloodline, which is obviously Roman and the Usos. There were titles on the line here. I think originally, RK Bro and the Usos were actually going to unify. And then all of a sudden you throw Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns into the mix, and those odds drastically go down. So I don't know why all that happens, but now we have this wonky little 6-man tag, and it actually might be an opportunity for Roman Reigns to lose a match without being pinned.
Yeah, I think undoubtedly the baby faces will win this match. That doesn't make it okay that this is happening on the pay-per-view. And I am sure this match will be fantastic. It'll be fun. But you know what? We had 2 very fun 6-person tags on Raw. And this match is also a TV match that does not belong on pay-per-view. It's so dumb, especially when you were advertising title unifications for weeks. What was the point of all this? Like, that's the kind of shit that's like unforgivable. Like, you don't want to do Drew versus Roman yet. You want to save it for a bigger show. First of all, stop treating your shows like that. Where you're like, oh, fuck the show, it doesn't deserve a big match. Fine. You could have had, Nakamura face Roman because that's what you teased the SmackDown after WrestleMania. Like, yeah, Nakamura is not a credible threat, and that's depressing to say, but like, that's what you teased. Just fucking do it. You can have Cesaro wasn't a credible threat either a year ago, but that match was fun as hell. That was the best match of Roman's whole title reign. Like, so just do that. Just have the title unification match. And I was against the title unification match because
I still am.
Like, fuck it. I don't want the Bloodline on Raw all the time. I'm not enjoying that. It's not good anymore. I would have taken it like a year ago. It would have been dope. Now it's back to being nothing. And this is proof of that because when's the last time added Roman Reigns to a card made it worse? I don't even like Roman Reigns, but like, adding him to this card has made it so much worse because they added him in the worst possible way. Like, we go from a title unification match to a match that could be on any episode of SmackDown. It's ridiculous. Also, even if you're going to have the title unification match, the best part of that was the idea that RK Bro can win and that the Bloodline storyline could fucking progress in some meaningful way for the first time in what feels like 8 months. Like, the Usos losing the titles because there's no reason they should take the titles off RK Bro. They're the hottest act in the company by far.
Well, them and Ezekiel, but yeah.
Ezekiel's the best thing in the company by far, but he doesn't have any merch to move yet. So once he gets merch, it's a whole nother story. But it's ridiculous. I don't know. Like I said, there were 2 better, more fun 6-person tags on Raw. So like, why the fuck should I care about this match? But 100% the babyfaces win because you got to build up Drew if he is going to face Roman.
Yeah, that, and you have 2 guys on one side who have automatic finishers, and you only have one guy on the other side who has I'm not even sure Roman has an automatic finisher. I'm not entirely sure if the spear is 100% on somebody like Drew. So, yeah, I'm going to take Drew and RK Bro as well. Like you said, you got to build Drew for Roman for when they go to, where are they going to Glasgow or whenever they go to the UK. I think it's Glasgow. I don't think you should have RK Bro lose right now. They're so red hot, like you said. They're one of the best things running in the company. Having them lose to these fucking just absolute, at the moment, bores, of a team and a champion. Just don't do it. It's bad for business. All right. Let's move along to another WrestleMania rematch. Because if you haven't noticed by now, this is WrestleMania Backlash. So there's Backlash from WrestleMania, and so all the rematches. Cody Rhodes versus Seth freaking Rollins. So a repeat of what was one of the better matches of that WrestleMania weekend. And I'm curious to see if they can amp it up even more.
I think they can, because I think you're going to get a lot of time because of the relatively short card. This is it's been good. It actually feels weird. It got cooled off a little bit the past couple of weeks because they got sucked into the RK Bro match 2 weeks ago, and Ezekiel was there too. So it's like, bro, Cody, you're like the fourth biggest star in your team. It's insane. But this past week they it didn't jump the gun or anything, but it got real personal when it just didn't feel personal. Like Seth started taking obligatory shots at Dusty, and it's good stuff, but save that for a feud with more hatred. This feud didn't really have any hatred before this, and it didn't need it. So, but this match is going to be great. It's still a hot feud. Cody's really over. Seth is really over too. The crowd sings his theme song, which is cool, which has no words. So, it's always nice when that happens. But Cody's going to win. He's going to go 2-0 Rollins, and then you got to move on. You got to get Rollins into a winning feud because, he's doing a lot. It's a little funny that the guy who buries AEW in interviews is putting over the AEW star, I know they don't see him as an AEW star, but he's basically he's AEW is his character, So that's nice. That's sweet. And it's a good, if he is going to be the one to take at least one of the titles off Reigns, that's a good way to do it. It's like, I beat your boy Seth Rollins, the guy you couldn't beat at the Royal Rumble this past year, because I don't think that's ever going to get brought up again unless Cody brings it up, because I feel like Seth is not going to face Roman again. So, yeah, fuck it. Give Cody the win. It'll be a great match. What do you think? Who do you got?
Well, I will say I think this is one of the matches on the card I am looking most forward to. Like I said, I think they can escalate what they did at Mania. I guess I'll take Cody too. I don't know why they would have him lose in his second high profile match back. Especially
You're saying his match versus The Miz wasn't high profile.
Well, I mean, in terms of being on pay-per-view, but I know that would be a little disrespectful for The Miz. I like The Miz.
It's not a high profile match.
Well, in The Miz's mind, it is. But yeah, I don't understand why they would have him lose in his second pay-per-view match back. That's just dumb. Now, that being said, I do think this company books their things dumb. So Rollins has a chance, but I'm going to take Cody here. It's the logical move. And if he is, like you said, going to be one of the guys to possibly take one of these titles off of Roman, which I'm convinced is going to be in a triple threat where Roman doesn't get pinned. Cody winning here makes sense. And, he gets like you said, he gets a win over a guy who Roman couldn't beat, and a guy who was a past champion and somebody atop the WWE card. All right, so last match here on the card. Again, only 6 matches, which is weird. But Charlotte Flair, who is the champion, against Ronda Rousey in an I Quit match for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm kind of here for this match, not even though it's Ronda versus Charlotte, but I'm curious to see how Ronda performs in an I Quit match, and I think that's intriguing enough to get me to watch it.
I get that. I really don't care. I think it'll. I don't know because it should be good because they're both pretty good, But that didn't seem to matter at WrestleMania. I am still convinced that a one-on-one Becky versus Ronda match would be better than the triple threat they had and the Charlotte Ronda match. But
Agreed.
this should be interesting. I don't know. I kind of think Charlotte does like a screw job. Like she puts her in the figure 8 and then some like they play like audio of Ronda saying I quit or something from
like they did with Mankind and The Rock.
Yeah. Like I think they do something like that and it'll be bad and no one will be happy and it'll like I don't know. Ronda I think does win the title at the end of the feud, but I don't know if this is the end of the feud. It's just so boring that it's hard to really pinpoint how much longer there is because it feels like forever. But I really don't know. Because I don't know if they have Charlotte say I quit. Like, yeah, they've had Charlotte tap before, but
even though she said repeatedly in the build-up to WrestleMania that she hadn't.
Yeah.
She had at least 10 times, mostly to Sasha and Becky.
That's not, and that's the thing. It wasn't even like an in character. Well, I mean, she was in character, but other people were saying it too. It wasn't just her. So the company is literally just pretending. Like they're literally pretending it didn't happen. It's not just her being a delusional heel, which is insane. But it's like, yeah, she lost the title to someone who only has submission finishers multiple times. How did she lose those matches? But I don't know. I want to say Ronda to play it safe, but I really do think it's going to be a stupid screw job. So do we
Get a little
know
Nate involved again.
do we know what the next pay-per-view? I'm going to say Charlotte. It's going to be fucking bullshit. It's going to be a screw job.
Over under 2.5 receipts Charlotte delivers to Ronda in this match.
Receipts?
Yeah, like I think like Ronda's like gonna hit her like a little too hard or something by accident because I don't know how many of these quote unquote hardcore matches Ronda's been in off the top of my head. Doesn't seem like a lot. So I feel like she's probably like gonna push Charlotte through a table too hard or like hit her too hard with a can like something stupid, and then Charlotte's gonna get mad and fucking rock her. Because that always seems to happen when Charlotte gets into one of these matches.
Yeah, but usually it's Charlotte that's the one that's going too far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think like Ronda's gonna do something to piss her off, and and Charlotte's gonna take it to another level because Charlotte's being a pain in the ass about it. And I have that happening over and I have the over under at that happening 2.5 times. Might be a little high.
I'll cautiously take the under on that. I think it'll be twice. I think it'll just be twice.
Yeah. -110. All right. Bet responsibly, kids. Entertainment purposes only.
Do you want to? Or what? Who do you got? Who do you got in this?
Oh, I don't give a shit. I was gonna say I was gonna flip a coin, but I already did that bit on the show once. It feels weird to me that Ronda doesn't have the title yet. I was convinced she was gonna win at WrestleMania. Like I thought she was gonna come back and win the title. That just made sense to me. So I'll pick Ronda just to go against you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it should be Ronda, but it should have been Ronda at WrestleMania. So
yeah, I mean,
like,
I don't know what the next pay-per-view is. I wish I did. I don't think it's the Glasgow one.
No, I think that's in September, like the first couple of days of September.
Oh, so that's yeah, you're right. That's not for a long time. It should be
Money in the Bank next, so they could do it there. That way, you keep both of them out of the Money in the Bank match.
Well, I was gonna say, do you think then do you think they give Ronda Money in the Bank if she doesn't win?
No, God, no, I hope not. Oh gosh, to pull up Brock Lesnar and not even be in the match and just walk out at the end and take the briefcase. Oh,
and Mustafa just stands there in disbelief.
Oh,
that was one of the dumbest things. All he had to do was just nope, I win. Fuck you, Brock Lesnar, and then just run, and he just like went into shock.
Yeah. Oh my god, he was gonna win them. Like he didn't find out until like a couple hours before the show that the plans had changed.
The worst. No
But
wonder
like
he got pissed.
he literally could have been WWE champion. But do you, so there might be some matches added to the card, and I like well we'll take like 2 minutes I'd say to speculate about who would win if they are, and it's all women's matches really. It could they could
Yeah,
add
like Rhea Liv or something.
Yeah, Rhea Liv, or the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair versus Sonya or whatever the fuck. Like, so for the sake of shits and giggles, if they have Becky Asuka, I think Asuka wins, and you continue the downward spiral of Becky Lynch that eventually makes her change her character and turn face. Who would you take if this match happens?
Oh, that makes a lot of sense to me. I think returning Asuka winning makes sense. I also do like there's the built-in feud there. And I know, and again, I haven't been watching, so I don't know if they've referenced it yet. There is the built-in feud there that Becky more or less gave up her title to Asuka.
No, she said, she's like, I literally handed the Raw Women's Championship to her.
I figured that would come up very quickly. Becky is too smart not to use that. But I think that Asuka winning and beating Becky, not that it legitimizes her title reign back then, but it gives her the win over Becky that she never got in that instance. I know she's beating her, but like it's a good parallel, so to speak. And
it does legitimize Asuka though, because otherwise Asuka just falls back to being whatever,
Kabuki Warrior era Asuka.
It puts her like, oh shit, like she can literally go challenge Bianca after that, or she can, like she is the top star again. Like she's the Asuka we think she is, as opposed to the Asuka the company thinks she is. So
yeah, Asuka's gonna kill you, Asuka. Like her beating Becky, continuing Becky's descent, and then having Asuka go against Bianca sounds like a very good scenario with what they got right now.
Yeah. So
they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
At least maybe not Sunday.
Yeah, they might not do it Sunday, which is fair. If you want to build that match up longer, that's fine. But they did a good job in the 6-woman tag on Monday to make all 3 of these feuds feel like big deals, and none of them are even happening at the pay-per-view, which isn't good. But it's like, if you want to, like, the Becky Asuka, you want to add more build to that, that's fine. It feels like a big deal. It's weird that Bianca's not on the show. Rhea Liv should happen. It might happen on the pre-show, honestly, which is, a little sad. But if it does, Rhea wins, and that's that. Like, it's just 100%.
I don't know what time this is. I don't know if it starts at 7 or 8. I guess it's 8. But if this starts at 8 and it's over by 10 and I'm in and out of there by 10 o'clock on a Sunday, I will be thrilled if they don't add any more matches. Everybody gets 20 minutes. Go out, do your thing. Just, don't give me a Bobby Roode dancing segment in the middle of it and get me out of there by 10 o'clock. Let's go.
Yeah. So it'd be pretty cool if they do Rhea Liv. I'm assuming you got Rhea.
Yeah, it makes too much sense. Coming off the heel turn.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I like them together. They look like they're having so much fun.
They did. They made Liv look really good on Monday. She picked up the pin in the match. She didn't get pinned. She pinned someone in the main event of Raw, no less. So, they built Liv up. So if she takes the loss, she's actually okay. And for some reason, if they do Bianca Sonya, obviously we're going to go with
Bianca's obviously keeping that. It's not even a question.
Yeah. So,
I do like Sonya, and I'm glad she's back in the ring and everything. And she's looking great, but she's not beating Bianca. Bianca just won the title.
Her, Rhea, and Becky, like side by side, tagging together on Monday, felt like a big deal. They all looked like
force.
The whole match, it was full of stars. Like this was like, bro, like this was literally like, we heard what you said, Becky. We're proving you right now. Like, look at these fucking. Everyone felt like a star. Asuka, Bianca, and Liv felt like stars. The only one who was like a little lower was Liv because she always loses, but she is over as fuck. And then she
got the win,
in the match. So it's like it was just a brilliant display. And again, it's gonna be better than the fucking. It was a way more exciting 6-person tag that we're gonna get on this pay-per-view. Which, by the way, we didn't talk about it last, But it might main event still because it's Roman Reigns and it's
Yeah, I only ran down the way they had it in reverse order on Wikipedia, and I guess because the Charlotte match is the only title match on the card, which again is insane to me. They have it, they have it as the top bill match. So, but you're probably right. It's probably going to be Roman, unless they just want to do the I Quit last match. I mean, maybe that I Quit match last.
Yeah, but if they're gonna have a shitty ending, they might as well just do the 6-person tag because at least the crowd will go home happy because the babyfaces are gonna win.
As someone who was at the infamous Backlash in New Jersey, they don't always send the crowd home happy during a Backlash pay-per-view.